guys, it's Maddie, and today I'll be doing my TBR for January. I would call this TBR very ambitious, just because I have a lot of books that I need to read this month. Some of these books are from my reaction to my book haul, my very first book haul. If you guys have not seen that video yet, I'll leave it linked on the screen. There will be some spoilers for that video because I will be sharing some of the books that were in that video that I need to read this month, and if I don't get to them, then I need to get rid of them. So I'm really prioritizing those books because I really don't want to get rid of any of the books that were in that video. And I think I have about 7 or 8 of those, so it's a big pile. And I also have some library books that I am hoping to get to that I'm also putting on this TBR, and some books from last month that I didn't end up finishing. So it just has all accumulated to so many books. Ooh, it's already kind of making me a little anxious, but hopefully I'll be able to get to all of these. First, I'm going to share with you the books from my book haul reaction video that I need to read this month, or else I need to get rid of them. The first one I have is The Wrath of the Dawn by Renee Ahdieh. I do really want to read this book. I read the first chapter to this in my try chapter chat, and I really love the first chapter. Like, it really pulled me in, and I've just been really wanting to read this, so I'm really excited that I get to read it this month, and I am really looking forward to it. Next, I have Eleanor Park by Rainbow Rowell, another book that I'm just ashamed that I haven't read yet. It's a contemporary book. I think it takes place in the 80s, which really intrigued me, and it's about these 2 kids who meet each other, and that's about the whole synopsis, I'm pretty sure. So I'm excited to read this one this month as well. Get back into another Rainbow Rowell book. I've only read one of her books, and that was Landline. That book was okay, but I heard her other books are better, so really am having high hopes for this one. And I also need to get to Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell, which is missing the cover, which makes me mad. But I believe this is like her most popular book ever. Everyone talks about Fangirl. I've heard about it ever since I started BookTube, and I have not read it yet, which is really surprising because it sounds like a book that I would really like. So I am expecting great things out of it because it is so well loved. So hopefully it won't let me down, but I have been really anticipating reading it, so hopefully it'll be great. Next, I have The Time Traveler's Wife by Audrey Niffenegger. This book has been on a few readathon TBRs actually, and I never got to it. But then I saw it in my haul reaction, so I have to get to it this month now, otherwise I need to get rid of it. So finally I'm going to push myself to read this. This is actually my mom's favorite book, and she's been telling me, you need to read this now. And I'm like, I'm going to get to it. Now I'm finally going to get to it, so I'm really excited for this one. I have seen the movie. I love the movie adaptation for this, so I'm hoping the book will be equally as good, but I have heard that the book is better than the movie, so really excited for this. And lastly, I have I'll Give You the Sun by Jandy Nelson, another book that I've had for a while, that I've heard about countless times. I've heard that it's really good, but I have not read it. It's about these siblings who are twins who have grown apart, and it's in both of their perspectives. What made me really want to pick up this book is the cover, because the cover is just beautiful. I've been wanting to read it all these years just because of the cover, but I have heard great things about the book itself. I hear it's very diverse and emotional, so I'm really looking forward to it. I'm going to get to it this month, and I'm hoping that I will like it, but I have a feeling I will because it is a contemporary book. And that is my favorite genre, so I should like it. We'll just have to see. So those are the books from my haul reaction that I need to read this month. Otherwise, I need to get rid of them, so hopefully I'll get to all those. Those are the ones I'm putting as a priority, but I do have some other books that I'm hoping to read this month, so let's just get into them. First, I have 2 books that I'm currently reading. This one I was supposed to read last month, and I forgot about it, which I feel really bad about because this is the book that was in my try chapter tag that I said I was going to read in December, and I just forgot about it. Other books got in the way, so I'm going to read it this month for sure. I have already started it, currently reading it, and that is The Unbecoming of Mara Dyer by Michelle Hawken. I am on page 104, so getting through it. I plan to continue reading it today. So far it is really good. It's kind of confusing, but in a good way. It's supposed to be confusing. You're not supposed to know what exactly is going on in Mara's head. She is going through a lot of hallucinations that are kind of scary, and I'm just really into it. So I'm excited to keep on reading it. Hopefully I'll love the rest of the book, and I have a feeling that I'm going to keep loving it. I'm very intrigued to keep on reading it. Okay, so funny story with this next one. I meant to read it and finish it in December, but I could not find the book. Like, I was like, did I leave it somewhere? Because I tend to take my books on trips and in the car when I'm driving, or when someone else is driving and I'm reading, like, in the back seat. And I was like, where is this book? Like, I was getting so upset. And then I finally found it in my bag, like, last night, and I was so happy. So now I can finish it. And that is Literally by Lucy Ketting. The cover to it is, the dust jacket is in my closet, but that's what it looks like. I'm really enjoying this book. There are some things about it that I don't love, but I overall still love the concept of it. I love how the author puts herself into the book. That's the main thing I like about this book. It's so, so cool. It's about this girl finding out that Lucy Ketting is writing her entire life. I love that aspect about it. Some of the things with the romance, though, I have problems with, but I am still enjoying it. I still will finish it. It is a super short book, so I should be able to finish it this month. I only have like 100 pages left, so yeah. I plan to finish it this month. Looking forward to reading the rest of it, and hopefully I'll end up enjoying it by the time I finish it. Next, I have an ARC copy of a book that I'm not required to read because I won it in a giveaway, but I still want to read it anyway before the release date so I can tell you guys about it. And that is The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna. This book, I actually don't know a lot of what it's about, but it takes place in Alaska, so that sounds really cool, and it takes place in Alaska in 1974, so it sounds interesting just based on that fact about it. And this is an adult book. Don't read a lot of adult books, so this will be a good book to read for a change, and yeah, really looking forward to it. I'm so stoked that I wanted a giveaway because I don't win a lot of things in giveaways. And now I have a ton of library books that I'm not prioritizing to read, but I'm hoping that I'll be able to read them this month. The first one is one I'm so excited to read. Like, I want to read it like right now, but I have other books I need to read first. So excited for it. That is Monster by Michael Grant. This is the 7th book in the Gone series, which is one of my favorite series of all time. I did not know until recently that there was a 7th book, but there is. It exists. It is out, and I need to read it so bad. So I'm hoping to get to it this month. If not this month, then next month. Hopefully I'll be able to renew the book so I can read it next month if I don't get to it in January, but either way, I'm going to read it really soon, and I'm just so, so, so excited for it. I really want to read it right now, but I can't, but I'm going to get to it soon. Next, I have Ever the Hunted by Erin Summermill. This is one I've heard quite a bit about on BookTube. I heard it's really good. The sequel to it just came out, so that's why I want to read this book so I can get caught up with the sequel if I end up liking this book. But it's basically like a fantasy book, and I think from what I remember, it's about this girl whose father dies. And that's about all I remember about it. I'm so bad with synopsises. I heard about this book for the longest time. I heard it's really good, so I'm expecting pretty great things from it, and hopefully I'll be able to read it this month. Next, I have Here We Are Now by Jasmine Warga. I read this author's book, My Heart and Other Black Holes. Could not remember the name. It's one of my favorite books, and I really loved that book. It was so emotional and just so, so, so good. So I'm really excited to read her newest book that just came out, I think, last month or November, sometime in fall. And I think from what I remember, it's about this girl who reunites with her dad, who she hasn't seen in a long time because they're like separated. So it sounds really good. I'm hoping for some good like father-daughter family dynamic aspect to it because I love family relationships in books so much, and we don't see enough of that. So hopefully this book will be great, and I have been really excited to read it, so hopefully I'll read it really soon. Next, I have Pivot Point by Casey West. Out of all the library books I have, this one is the least prioritized because I want to get to these other books more, but I want to read all of Casey West's books in chronological order by date. This is her first book, so I want to read it soon. Don't know if it's going to happen in January, but if I have time, I will get to this one. And it does sound pretty interesting. This is her only non-contemporary book that she's put out. She's written a lot of contemporary books, but this is her only like dystopian sci-fi book. So I'm really interested to read like a sci-fi book from a mainly contemporary writer. So really, really intrigued by this one. So we'll just see if I get to it this month. Hopefully I will. And lastly, I have a book that I just started yesterday, and so far I'm loving it. and that is If There's No Tomorrow by Jennifer L. Armentrout. Jennifer L. Armentrout wrote my favorite book of all time, which is The Problem with Forever. It's my favorite book of 2017. So I have been so excited to read this book just because she's now like one of my favorite authors. I'm hoping this book will live up to how much I love The Problem with Forever. I'm kind of nervous it won't, and I'm also nervous that that will affect my rating of it, but we'll just have to see. So far, it's off to a really good start, and I'm hoping the rest of the book will be great, and I'm really looking forward to continue reading it. I'm hoping to continue reading it today if I have time. I am now on page 50, I think, 51, or I am on page 52. So I'm getting through it, and I'm hoping that I'll love it. Another book I just remembered that I have requested at the library is Love, Life, and the List by Casey West. This is her newest book. I haven't requested it, I have not gotten it yet, and I'm not sure if I'll be able to get it in January just because I think I'm like in position like 3 to get it, so it'll either happen in January or February, but I do also really want to read this book, so if I do end up getting it from the library this month, I'll make a priority to read it because it's her newest release and I just really want to read it. I just love Casey West, so hopefully I'll also be able to read this one in January. And I think that's all the books I have planned to read this month. That is a lot of books. I don't know if I'll be able to read all of them, but hopefully I will. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know down below some of the books that you plan to read in January because I would love to know. And if you like this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below for more bookish related videos and TBRs. And I'll be back really soon. Bye!